We want to go right back to NBC's chief international correspondent, Keir Simmons, joining us from Dubai. And Keir, it does seem like this regional war that you spoke about a short time ago is beginning to take shape.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure whether we would describe it at the level of war quite yet, but certainly what the Arab countries, the Gulf countries, America's allies and partners feared might come to pass is happening. I mean, there's no question of that. There are reports across this region in the Gulf of attacks on countries that, as I say, are allied to or partners of the United States. Just to give you a little bit of that reporting, I'm here in the UAE. I just spoke to an official about reports that there may have been some sort of explosion around Abu Dhabi, the governmental capital of the UAE. That official told me that they hadn't seen anything at this stage. So we're just trying to work to establish whether or not those reports are true. When it comes to Bahrain, as Matt and Richard and Courtney were mentioning, I've spoken to an official in Bahrain who tells me that there have been strikes there. That's, of course, the location, as we've been saying, of the US Fifth Fleet, close to Manama, the capital there. That's where, just for example, the importance of that base, that's where the USS Lincoln, which is now likely taking part in this operation in the Arabian Sea, that's where the USS Lincoln was just a few weeks ago, that aircraft carrier. So certainly something has gone down, if you like, in Bahrain. As Richard mentioned, Kuwait too, there were reports from there. Qatar is saying that it has intercepted 2 Iranian missiles over the country. So what we saw with Qatar, now just to put this in perspective, how significant this is, last year, around the time of the 12-day war in Operation Midnight Hammer, President Trump's operation targeting the Iranian nuclear program, it was only Qatar that faced Iranian missiles. And what did happen there, just to help people understand what they might be hearing and seeing, what did happen there was that air defenses brought down shrapnel around Doha. It wasn't the actual, at least in some cases, it wasn't the actual missiles landing. It was the defenses working, if you like. And all of these places have US air defenses, Patriot air defenses, because there are US bases in every one of these places. Al Udeid in Qatar, for example, I've been there. It's a sprawling base with a large number of US servicemen and women. It is the headquarters of CENTCOM, and it has been a target in the past, but for the Iranians, and it may be that this was what the Iranians are trying to do today as well. But as I say, on that occasion, they intercepted it with Patriots, and it looks like maybe they're saying that they managed to do that again. There's a base here in the UAE, Al Afra. I mean, in every one of these countries, there are US bases. And one of the questions, I think, now is going to be whether the Iranians are specifically targeting those bases rather than other parts of these countries. And that, again, is something that we can't know. But every one of those bases are well defended. So as we hear about these explosions, and there is enormous tension here, I have to tell you. I mean, people are very worried. As we hear about this, we're going to have to figure out whether it is the system working, if you like, or whether any Iranian munitions have got through.
We thank you for watching, and remember, stay updated on